On the 5th of June, we're going to be having the Sagittarius lunar eclipse. So the full moon will be out and we'll be having a lunar eclipse with it in the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign ruled by Jupiter. So this is everything that we believe in, everything that we feel strongly about, as fire is deeply in touch with our feelings, our creativity, our passion, what drives us. What we can be releasing during this full moon is frustration, anger, even feeling that you're not free. Because Sagittarius is all about freedom and feeling free. Those are all the beautiful things about Sagittarius. It's expansive energy. It's about wisdom. It's huge. But because we are having it with a full moon, we are releasing those feelings that we don't have, or feeling trapped, not free, put down, as well as feeling frustrated, annoyed. And we'll be feeling things like we believe in. We'll have this belief of certain aspects that we feel strongly and passionate about. But at the same time, it's like a struggle, it's a challenge, it's all of that energy as well, because the South Node is in Sagittarius. The South Node is our challenges. So having the South Node in Sagittarius with the lunar eclipse is creating almost like we feel challenged by our beliefs, almost like our beliefs are being judged, almost like what we hold dear to us is being pulled through the mud. And yes, that can be frustrating, can be aggravating. It can be almost like, where is the way out? Where do I find my freedom of who I am as a person? How do I feel accepted? This is that kind of energy that really pushes you, and pushes you in such a way that emotionally it can put you in such a place where you just feel completely pushed to such an extent, and almost enraged, almost pushed, aggravated, anxiety, stress, tension, even violence. That is Sagittarius. It's the fire. It's when we feel like what we believe in, our freedoms, our liberties, what we hold dear, is being pushed to such an extent. The North Node is in Gemini, and Gemini really takes it back to self. So it tells you to actually look at what you can create, what you can do. What values do you have? And you can try and change your world closest to you. Remember, Sagittarius is expansive. It's the world outside of you. It's long distance travel. Okay, so as you know, even now travel is a bit of an issue, long distance travel, worldly travels. And that is also because the South Node is in Sagittarius. It challenges us. It challenges us about the things that we really feel strongly, that we believe and we know. It pushes us in that direction to see those beliefs, to be awakened to those beliefs. Yet at the same time, we have to bring it back to ourselves. How can we create the most effect that we want to see in the world? How can we shape the world? And it's going to start with you. It's about bringing the energy back to self. So if you want to feel less of these feelings, or feeling trapped, oppressed, finding it difficult, finding it not easy, finding it just suffocating, we have to look at how we can change our lives from our perspective, from where we are as individuals, so that we can shift the collective. That is the Gemini North Node energy. It's about you. It's about taking it back to you. It's about seeing the duality in situations. Yes, it's about seeing both sides. It's about hearing different points of view, seeing the divide in everyone, and actually seeing it happening, unfolding within yourself as well in your external world. And coming to a place of peace and acceptance within yourself, of actually making the effects that you want within your world from your place, your perspective, where you are, what is happening with you and around you, closest to you. Because that's the Gemini North Node. So we're going to be feeling all these feelings, as well as we're going to be having physical symptoms of headaches, pain within the body, tummy issues, nausea. All of these things are happening because it is a full moon. It is an eclipse with the full moon. So it's creating a release, a physical, a mental, emotional release, and a spiritual release. A spiritual release for the collective as well. It's very, very expansive, this energy in Sagittarius. And it truly does push us in big ways, because that's Jupiter. It's expansive, it's huge, it's not small. But we've got to start with ourselves, the individuals, and take it back to that Gemini energy of you, your community, what you can do, how can you create change for yourself with you. You know, it takes you back to that, you know, how can I be the man, the mirror, the person I look at every day? What do I want to uphold? What do I want in my life? That is so important with this energy. We also have the Venus retrograde happening. So the Venus retrograde during this time as well is making relationships very difficult, breakups, fights, misunderstandings, miscommunication. It brings up the past, it brings up exes, it brings up all this energy. There's a lot of energy currently going on that's bringing up what I would say within everybody, emotionally and physically, the pain body. The pain body is being activated right now. And everybody is feeling it in different ways. Of the confinement, the feelings of feeling like they just feeling blocked, boxed in. And it can be very intense in every aspect. So with relationships, we're working with our personal relationships, because that's what Venus retrograde is about. It's about working with your personal relationships, where your heart is, how you feel within those relationships, your love relationships, your family relationships, because that's your heart energy. So a lot of that can happen, as well as with the breakups, the exes, the conflict, all of that. And we are also reevaluating our finances, because Venus also holds both of those things. It asks us to look at the past and see what we can make changes within our finances to progress. We also have during this time Jupiter in Capricorn, which is in its fall. So that's not a positive energy to have our financial aspect of our lives as well. So we can feel like our luck, our opportunities, it just feels so blocked right now. And how are we going to move forward? What do we want for ourselves? How do we push through this? And this is till the end of 2020. As well, we have Saturn in Aquarius. So Saturn Aquarius is going to be here till July, and then the end of the year it's going to basically, so in July it's going to be in Capricorn, and then the end of the year it's going to move into Aquarius for the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years. Saturn Aquarius is about our humanitarian issues. It's about world issues. It's about how we feel as a collective. Aquarius is known to be the rebel of the zodiac, in a sense that it's ruled by Saturn and co-ruled with Uranus. So both planets rule Aquarius. And it's about going against the grain, going against the structure, being different, being unique, and also very humanitarian. So humanitarian issues right now as a world is where all our energy is being drawn to and pulled towards with the Saturn Aquarius transit. So that's a big issue too that's coming up for us to look at, to reevaluate where we want to see ourselves as humanity, and how do we move forward with the Saturn Aquarius energy. What do we want for ourselves? What do we feel is no longer working for us? How do we invite change? That's what Aquarius is about. It's about original change. But not change just for myself. Change for everyone. World, humanitarian issues come so strongly to light during this time. It's so important during this time to know that all of this energy is happening for us all. This is not just like if you're a Sagittarius, this energy will affect you. It will affect everyone. And the North Node in Gemini with the South Node in Sagittarius is going to last as well into next year. So we're going to be going through this energy of having to bring what we believe in being challenged, and having to bring it back to ourselves, and how we can create changes around ourselves and what we want and how we move forward. Again, looking at communication, because that's that energy of Gemini. It's about information, sharing of information, and also be aware of the information that you're going to be getting is from both sides, because that's that Gemini energy. It's duality. All this energy is happening now with this Sagittarius lunar eclipse that's happening. It's so important to know that during the Gemini North Node, a lot of people, especially going into next year, because it's going to continue on, that a lot of people are going to have a lot of anxiety, stress, tension, addiction. It's all those mental breakdowns that are so important now, because that's what we'll be feeling as a society, is that we'll be having these deep emotional issues that are going to come to the surface. and it's asking to come to the surface so we can heal it. It's so important to create mental clarity for yourself with the Gemini North Node, because you will feel like you can't do this, you can't live this way. Suicide, addiction, self-harm, all of these things come to light during this energy. We just feel trapped. So how do we untrap ourselves? Is by our perspective. That is why it's so important for our mental clarity to come into focus, for us to meditate, to go for walks, to actually put ourselves in basically what we would want to create in our lives by actually taking action as we feel. No one else. That's the energy. It's about what you feel is the right thing to do, and actually inviting that change into your life and moving forward in that way for your peace, for your sanity. Because it will feel like a time where people are going crazy and it's completely insane. And even what you hear from people and their thoughts and their views, it might be overwhelming. Very important to take time out to work with crystals, to work with your energy, to understand what is happening so you can move forward in the best way possible. So this is the energy. It's not just going to be for now. As I spoke about these transits that are happening with the Saturn and Sagittarius, as you can see, it continues into next year, into January 2022. Yeah, it continues on. And then we have the Saturn Aquarius energy that also continues from next year going forward. In July, Saturn will move into Capricorn, and then in December, it's going to move back into Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius. And Saturn is our structure, right? So we're going to have Aquarius there, which is a rebel. It's going to want to rebel against structure. It wants to care more about humanity, which is a good thing. It's asking us to look at issues and things and feel like we want to create a change that we've never had before. Might be difficult, it's painful, but anything that we have to give birth to is always never easy. Sometimes you got to break down in order to break through. And that's a powerful experience, and it's not easy. But together, we can all accomplish great things. Thank you for watching.